Welcome everybody to the last game of the day for the MSI Pro Gaming League season number 6. We are looking at Group A 2-game series, Invasion Esports versus MSI Evolution Gaming Team. We are here for game number 2 already. Invasion, they took game number 1 rather convincingly so as well. Hopefully MSI, they can pull off something huge out their bag and actually tie up the series for their own sake. But we're of course HeflaTV, the English coverage for you. I am Coucher and once again I am joined by Mike Lores. Man, what are your expectations for this game?
I think Centaur needs to be dealt with. Someone has to pick him up or ban him out or just pick him up. It's going to be Invasion. Grabbing that Centaur, and I mean, it worked so well last time. Ghost played a mean Centaur, and now first picking it, I think it's a pretty big mistake from MSI to ban out the Lycan and let the Centaur get through. It's just too much of a dangerous hero.
It's definitely so. I mean, the Centaur, we just saw the power, and MSI, they felt the power themselves. So, might have been smarter, like you said, to ban out the Centaur instead of the Lycan, because, well, first of all, which teams even play Lycan nowadays? I guess it can still be a threat, because the pushing power is still real, but it's not as huge. I think it's definitely manageable. But MSI, picking up a Brewmaster and a Nature's Prophet, I guess some teamfight control, some rat potential there might be enough, but Invasion, Skywrath Mage, Centaur, man, just that combination is so damn deadly.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with Skywrath Centaur. And Nature's Prophet pick, a little bit more intriguing after the fact that they themselves ban out the Lycan. I feel like it should have been Lycan not banned, Centaur banned, and if you're going to plan on picking up the Nature's Prophet, you might as well have the potential for Lycan Nature's Prophet combo, but they'll always get a little bit of value at Nature's Prophet. Depends on how aggressive they want to be with the hero. They could sit back and farm, or they could be aggressive with the Null Talisman build and try to kill off Invasion early and pressure the Centaur. Last game, they didn't pressure the Centaur at all, and it really costed them. So I would like to see a really huge change up from MSI this game and try to actively pressure the Invasion side Centaur. It's possible, and if you do that and you slow them down at all, then you're going to be having a pretty good game, or at least a better game than the last.
Yeah, I mean, overall, whatever Blink Initiator hero you're up against, you can't really allow them to get those 10-minute Blink daggers. You really need to delay them to like 14, 15 minutes if you can, potentially. So Invasion, for example, if they went for even something like a Sand King on top of what they already have, it might be even more devastating for MSI. But we'll see what the Invasion would like to run with the Skywrath. I guess if they're up against Nature's Prophet, something like an Earthshaker wouldn't be all that bad. Just a pretty good combination with Skywrath to roam, as well as Earthshaker, pretty good against unit-based pushing.
Yeah, Shaker and Skywrath Mage is fantastic, and if he gets his Blink Dagger together with Centaur, he can make a lot of action happen around the map, and hell, even just setting up Fissure for a Centaur to close in with a Stampede is going to be amazing initiation onto pretty much whoever you could land that on. That being said, it's going to be Viper banned out, Weaver as well as Shadow Demon all getting the boot. I actually think Shadow Demon would have been a little bit okay for Invasion, Weaver as well, but looks like they just are a little bit scared about having their combo disrupted with time lapse, with the disruption. They want to be able to burst people down with this Centaur Skywrath Mage combination, and unless you have a whole bunch of heals or disruption or something, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be killing whoever you initiate on.
Especially if you do manage to get that Ancient Seal off as well to just boost up all the magic damage. I mean, Ancient Seal plus Mystic Flare plus Double Age. I mean, Brewmaster, he's gonna have to have like 3 maxed out items or something to survive that, and even then it might be a little bit iffy. So, definitely a good combination already, and that's only 2 heroes for Invasion. They can definitely boost it up even further after this. MSI though, they need their supports. I wouldn't be all surprised with something like a Shadow Shaman or maybe even a Check Hero to come out now. Just because, well, you have a Nature Prophet already, extra push wouldn't be too bad, but Vengeful Spirit is the pick. Swap can be used defensively, yes. Vengeance Aura, get some extra pushing power as well. But of course, if you swap yourself into the Mystic Flare, then you're the one dead.
Yeah, that's true. I think Vengeful Spirit, although she is a good hero to have, I feel like you can't really ever go wrong with Vengeful Spirit. I think I agree with what you said. The Jakiro Shadow Shaman would have been so much better. It would have given them a decent enough support hero. Like, their lanes wouldn't have been changed that much, but also they would be able to push a lot stronger with Nature's Prophet. And with the Brewmaster on the front lines, either running Disruption or just killing off people and then pushing into towers, it's going to be a very aggressive lineup for MSI. And it is still pretty aggressive with the Vengeful Spirit. And they also still can go back and pick up a Shadow Shaman or Jakiro. So it's not too late for MSI to pick up those heroes that we listed before.
Oh man, well, we will see what either the team decides to go for. For MSI, still 2 picks left. They can do some drastic changes with their draft, I guess, if they really feel like it. Invasion of Wope and IO pickup, that's a hero that I did not have on my list, but IO is pretty great in just dealing with the Nature Prophet, just relocate on top of his head, kill him, and then go back to your own lane to push that one out.
All right, so Wisp on the field. What do you think it's going to be for Invasion? I think you mentioned they were running a Bristleback before. Was that Invasion?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
There were, IO Bristleback, it was from Aces. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Aces.
Well, Bristleback, a possibility. I don't think there's any necessarily need to go for a tiny here. Wisp, anything should work pretty decently. And as of late, I've been seeing a little bit more Wisp PA, so they might want to be running that combination. Really, it doesn't really matter at this point since MSI don't really have any heroes that require any specific Wisp tether partner in order to counter. So Invasion, they have pretty much free reign over their picks with the Wisp combination. And do you think it's going to be a dual lane mid? Because Wisp actually does pretty well against the Brewmaster.
It definitely wouldn't be too bad, I think. Plus, when you can try to maybe not shut down completely, but slow down a Brewmaster's blink there, definitely might be a worthwhile investment there. And just IO plus anybody. Whoa, okay. We have a Space Cow, the Spirit Breaker for MSI. I get Virtus Pro Polar really is the only team I have seen play Spirit Breaker, at least often. So, Spirit Breaker, man, I don't even know what to make of this pick here.
I really don't know either. I guess it's really good at tracking down and killing off soft support heroes like the IO and the Skywrath Mage, but it's going to be, well, most of the time I've seen it is played as a support. Together with Vengeful Spirit, it's a lot of stunning duration, and if you have a Brewmaster to follow up and an Nature's Prophet, suddenly you could be ganking people with just Vengeful Spirit, searching out for targets, and then Spirit Breaker charging in, Nature's Prophet teleporting in, and then Invasion are very swiftly outnumbered. So the Spirit Breaker is actually not too terrible here. With the Spirit Breaker pickup, though, Tiny does get a little bit more valuable. Having Craggy Exterior is going to be incredible. Having a fast stun is going to also be very nice, but I don't think there are any heroes with really fast stuns as opposed, unless they want to pick up something like a Dragon Knight, which maybe Dragon Form, Dragon Tail is enough to interrupt a Spirit Breaker, but with IO and Skywrath Mage already picked up, Spirit Breaker's charges are most of the time going to land in this game.
Yeah, probably. I guess Tiny, if he knows or sees the Spirit Breaker coming from a little bit farther away, he can set up the Avalanche so that the Spirit Breaker's charge will land himself into the Avalanche. But I would love to see Chaos Knight just for the sake of the Chaos Knight himself. A hero that really has been kind of forgotten by the competitive scene. It can be strong though, extremely so as well. But I guess it might be a distant dream here.
Well, first we're just going to see a Batrider, so it looks like Invasion. They're going to get their initiation online, and Batrider initiation into Relocate is a pretty great way of killing off pretty much anybody. So both sides have a good amount of initiation. It's going to depend on timing, who they go for, as well as Blink Daggers, in order to determine who's actually going to come out ahead on top of all of this. But MSI, with the Spirit Breaker Vengeful Spirit supports, they're inclined to be more aggressive. Who do you think they should partner up with this? Because Nature's Prophet can help out. Are they going to go for another hero that could possibly be very aggressive early on as their core?
Oh wow, well, I've got no clue to be honest. It's really up to them, but I think if for Invasion, the more aggressive you go, the better with the heroes that you already have. I mean, you definitely want the early Blink Daggers, and if you're going for suddenly a core that is just super late game, it might not just fit with the entire lineup all in all. MSI though, well, Vengeful Spirit core. It's a thing that I've only seen really CIS teams do. Or I guess Fnatic, the newest Fnatic with Trixie and whatnot. Or, well, I guess that's not even Fnatic anymore, that's whatever team. But, oh man, I would love to see Spirit Breaker core, to be honest. Just to see how well it can work.
Yeah, the track record would indicate that it doesn't work that well, but I still think that there is space for a Spirit Breaker core eventually in Dota, hopefully. If you do run the Spirit Breaker core, then I think something like an Ancient Apparition could be really good for MSI, or it's just going to be a Puck. I mean, it's a hero that has a lot of mobility. can help track down kills. Puck is going to be decent. I also wouldn't have minded seeing an invisibility hero just so you could spot out people and then have Spirit Breaker charge and then Nature's Prophet teleport in. Maybe something like a Bounty Hunter, but Puck can do kind of the same job, just it's going to have to be a lot faster.
Well, how do they just run a Brewmaster tri-lane now here then? Safe lane? Just Nature Prophet off lane and Puck mid, I guess?
I think MSI are going to be banking on their Spirit Breaker and Vengeful Spirit not really being in any sort of lane, so it should just be a lot of roaming from Spirit Breaker Venge, and it is going to be, after all, a Bristleback with the IO. Does benefit quite a bit from Overcharge, and Bristleback is already difficult to kill. With the IO, it may become a little bit overkill. I think that's debatable as to whether or not you need that additional survivability, but it's a potent combo nonetheless, and Bristleback is going to be very difficult for MSI to deal with.
Definitely is, and I actually think this wouldn't be too bad of a game for that Crimson Guard either for Bristleback, to be honest. Just to make sure that you can dive even easier under the towers, which, by the lineup that Invasion has, I think there's going to be a lot of timing involved here, just with the IO backing everybody up. And overall, Bristleback, or actually, it's not like MSI have a crazy amount of late game themselves, so if it goes to the late game, who do we even favor here?
That's a little bit difficult to say. Nature's Prophet late game is mostly about the split push. I think Bristleback probably is just the strongest late game hero on the map. Usually he doesn't get to that point because he is usually working on the budget, but if you get your Bristleback a lot of farm, then he could be doing a lot of damage, and MSI, they're going to have to throw every single thing that they can in order to stop him. The Cyclone from the Brewmaster is going to be the most important, so I think late game I give it narrowly to Invasion, though it should be very close.
Well, I have seen core Bristlebacks just being unkillable, and they actually do a crazy amount of physical damage themselves. Not with items, but purely warpath stacks when you're level 3, or it is level 3. So, and we'll see it, but it should be a pretty great game. At least seeing a hero that's not commonly picked up, the Spirit Breaker. And to introduce the lineups as well for the last game for the day, for this series, MSI, for them on the Radiant side, BYB will be playing the Nature Prophet, leaving YND on the support Spirit Breaker with Shenrui, heading towards the mid lane on the Puck. JYC on the Vengeful, and Chotan playing the safe lane Brewmaster as the last one for them.
And on Invasion, we got ADTR playing the IO along with Keswick Imbo, the Bristleback. OK is going to be on the Skywrath Mage, and that leaves up towards top FZ on the Centaur. Last hero is going to be Ghost, handling the Batrider all alone on the bottom lane for now. But it actually looks like the way Invasion are positioning themselves, it's going to be dual lane up top, dual lane over on mid, Bristleback and Puck. Or Bristleback and Wisp versus Puck. That makes more sense.
Aces, they play that dual lane on the Radiant side, and first of all, they cleared the trees here. And IO actually, by 2 minutes into the game, there was a triple stack in both camps already. So they just got a crazy amount of farm from the Bristleback going in with the IO spirits, as well as just the quill sprays, and cleared up the stacks so damn fast. And got like a 5-minute mech onto the Bristleback, so I'm not too sure how well Invasion are able to replicate that on the Dire side, because it's not as easy to get the double pull through, or the double stack. Although, they have cleared the correct trees to do so. If they can do it, definitely can snowball off to control as well, which they will be looking to do. Because if you can get an early start onto the IO, get it fast level 6, suddenly start relocating onto other lanes and winning those thanks to those relocates, which would in the end result in the Blink Daggers on both the Centaur as well as the Batrider. And once again, just whoever gets the Blink Daggers first might just win the game straight out.
Yeah, when you pick up these types of heroes, Blink Dagger becomes so necessary in order to get anything done. They're going to charge ADTR over on mid. Space Cow is running up from bottom, and this will be spotted by an Observer Ward. So ADTR is going to know that this is happening, and he's now going to fall back. The tower should keep him safe for the most part, as here comes the Spirit Breaker. Going to charge onto the Wisp. Stun is going to land, but that's about it. That actually did literally no damage to the Wisp.
That was so anticlimactic, just charge and 0 damage. Like, what? Of course, I actually thought ADTR might stay closer to the tower and actually be in tower range. Oh, another charge comes out. They want to go again. This time, actually, he's going to the bottom lane, which is rather apparent now that he charges past the mid lane hero. So he's completely out of mana without having achieved anything.
What is the Spirit Breaker doing? He's just going for the bottom lane, running up towards mid, going up above mid, then running back towards bottom. He's just kind of trying to scare Invasion while burning his mana pool at the same time. He accomplished literally nothing within this first minute 30, and Spirit Breaker is a hero that you would really like to have accomplish a whole lot together with the Vengeful Spirit, but good luck doing that when your Spirit Breaker is completely out of mana. He's very useless at that point.
Oh, he might remain useless for quite some time unless they start getting some kills. Now he's pulling through. Probably want to get at least at level 2, maybe get himself the Greater Bash as well, so that the Charge of Darkness is actually a little bit better there. But at the moment, looks like BYB coming to check the rune as well. Find himself a regen. It's decent enough, can create a couple extra 3-ins there. Pull the lane through if he can. But so far, Centaur just farming away on the safe lane. Invasion, they have run just Centaur tri-lanes as well before, and just Centaur Blink Dagger, or overall, like we already discussed, Blink Daggers on the initiation heroes, if you get them early enough, it's just so devastating for the enemy. And so far, looks like Centaur is definitely heading for a fast one in this game.
And Centaur is going to be getting his farm up, but at the same time, Brewmaster is going to be getting his as well. Both offlane heroes are not exactly having the best of times. Batrider doing slightly better than the Nature's Prophet, but nothing really to write home about. So the Blink Dagger is going to come up with Centaur and Brewmaster, and then it's at that point, it's a question of how big are the fights. The smaller the fights are, the better Centaur is. The bigger the fights are, Brewmaster gets a lot better. So depending on how the teams decide to group up and how they initiate, it's going to determine how effective these heroes are going to be with their respective Blink Daggers. So it should be pretty interesting to see. As over in mid lane, let's take a quick look at the CS. 10-4 for the Bristleback versus 10-5. A relatively even lane, but Puck is working with a level advantage because of the fact that Bristleback is getting help from the IO.
Well, the one thing is that Invasion isn't doing at all at the moment is stacking up the jungle. Literally not a single stack yet coming out from them. So I'm not too sure why they're running the dual lane. I mean, usually you would want the dual lane just because you can stack at the same time and get something more out of this, but so far Shenrui, they're not getting kills on the Puck. He has some tangos to eat still. Has been bottle crowing as well. So they are shutting down the Puck. I guess they're maybe slowing him down just by a little bit, but I just fail to see where the advantage will come from here, really.
They're going to charge Ghost, but it looks like Ghost is far enough away to keep safe, and now they're going to bail on the charge halfway through. The Firefly is there. This Concussive is going to land on both of them. That's going to be the Spirit Breaker. First blood going to the Batrider. Second blood going to the Dire as well. Don't chase Batrider, guys, especially once you see teleportation coming in. Spirit Breaker showing exactly how useful he is, and now it's going to be Nature's Prophet. I think he tried to teleport in for a rune. It was only a bounty rune. I don't think it was worth it, but I don't know. He might be happy with that. Doesn't seem like he will be, though.
Oh man, it's so funny to see, like 4 minutes, no kills. I mean, we weren't even really close to a kill in any lane. Suddenly 3-0 within the span of what, like 15 seconds or something. So crazy start for Invasion already. Centaur just keeps on farming on the safe lane. 1.6k gold in the bank already, only 600 short of the Blink Dagger. And of course Batrider being a part of 2 kills like that, getting the first blood as well. Suddenly only with 1000 short of his own as well, although he has only 5 last hits. So a little bit similar to the Centaur situation in the last game. And man, Invasion or MSI, how the hell do they fight when Invasion get those Blink Daggers?
I don't know if they really can. They need to be very quick on the draw with the Vengeful Spirit swap in order to break a lasso and hopefully try to keep someone safe from a Centaur combination, but that's a lot of expectations you have on that one hero. No one else can really do that. The Spirit Breaker's stun is way too slow, and maybe the Puck can get it with the coil, try to help defend somebody against the Batrider, but for the most part, if Batrider gets Blink Dagger, it's bad for MSI. If both Centaur and Batrider get this Blink Dagger around the same time, as it looks like it is what's going to happen, then I don't know what they could do. They don't have enough counter initiation. They don't have a Ravage to fall back on.
Oh wow, and look at this Ghost and ADTR, they're on the hunt together. They might even fight GYC on the Vengeful. At least Vengeful has boots, so might be fast enough, yeah. He gets to the safety of his own tower, but I really don't know what MSI can do. It really feels like it's nothing at this point. Spirit Breaker hasn't worked out in the slightest. He's still level 3. Has just died once and hasn't been a part of a single kill, which makes sense as MSI, they don't have any at all. Oh wow, we're only 6 minutes in, and to be honest, it's already looking pretty horrible for MSI.
Yeah, MSI, are fortunate enough to have a hero that does spike in power by a huge amount once he has level 6 in the Spirit Breaker. So if he could just get his level 6 up, then he'll be able to contribute a whole lot more to the fights than he would previously. But right now, he's 100% useless. He's going to be pulling, and literally any hero in the game could be doing this.
Shenroy mid lane, there's the silence coming out, the slows as well, and easy setup kill, make it 4-0. But in the meantime, Chotan is going to have his Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster, plus his level 6. So that might also be enough to just start getting some fights in the favor of themselves.
Alright, so 4th kill going the way of Invasion, getting a kill on pretty much all the heroes that they really want to, and now FZ with a Blink Dagger is making sure to keep it hidden. I think he might have been revealed for a split second there, but I think it's about time for the Centaur to leave. Stampede already getting 1 kill for the team. Could look for a little bit more with this Blink Dagger, but he's instead going to settle for farm. There's no one in the lane, so I guess can't really blame him for doing that, but Blink Dagger is also being picked up by the Brewmaster and possibly trying to set up for Ghost. He's very close to his Blink Dagger of his own, and if they can kill him off right now, that's pretty much the best timing you can kill off a Bat Rider.
It definitely is. I mean, he's getting so damn close to his own Blink, to be honest. So if you can get him now, it's gonna be a huge kill. But they're smoking towards the mid lane, it looks like. I guess there's 2 kills to be had there. Yep, the Spirit Breaker comes out to Ketchikin, but the charge has commenced. And, well, will it be enough to blink against their Thunderclap as well? I don't think EDTR will be enough to keep him alive. There's the silence as well. Dream Coil used by Shenroy. Just easy 2 kills for them, but YND might go down. Never mind. Oh, FCFC won't get the chase, and Centaur's first blink not effective, and suddenly 3 kills given away.
And that's the aggressive power of the mobility of MSI that I was talking about before. It's no one in the mid lane, right? Just 1 hero there in the puck. Suddenly, he jumps in with the Brewmaster split, with the Centaur, no, not with the Centaur, with the Spirit Breaker, with BYB, also teleporting in. And Invasion, they thought they were comfortable in that lane, but they were very quickly outnumbered. And once you're outnumbered like that, you can't really do much about it. Bristleback, only level 6, has only 1 point in the Bristleback, so he's actually taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to try to go for BYB. That's going to be 1 kill for the Bristle. Now he's going to look for 2 as JYC tagged with the Snot. He's going to be taking a lot of damage as well. Blink Forward Clap, though, is going to kill off the Scarith Mage. They're still going for the Venture Spirit, and they'll bring her down as well. Now onto Shenroy. He has an orb out, so he should be just fine, although he's dropping very, very low. He's going to escape an ADTR off to the side, looking for a tether back into the Bristle, who's still chasing off that puck. It's going to be a 2-man clap. ADTR, 1 more hit is going to kill him off. Now Kesikimba all alone gets him back up from the Bat Rider. He does lasso in onto Jotan, but here comes BYB. He's going to snipe the courier and then throw the Wrath of Nature, which will hit very hard into FC, as well as Ghost with another charge from Spirit Breaker, stunning them both. FC on the run. No more disables to lock him down unless they get a very lucky Greater Bash. Venture Spirit's in, and she wants to get onto the Centaur, but at the end of the day, Invasion, they drop a huge fight right there. Bristleback just not tanky at all. He only has, again, 1 point in the Bristleback, and that's not enough to survive all this damage.
I think it was a huge mistake. They should have been fine with just the support kills and be done with it, really. I'm not too sure why they tried to go for Puck, who had a magic stick full of charges, but they're going again. Blink Hoofstomp onto BYB. They will get the kill. The silence is there as well. FC just backed off straight away after the double edge, just in case. But Vanguard is finished on Bristleback, and I don't really understand the Poor Man Shield if you're going for a Vanguard anyway.
Double Stout Shield value, maybe. I don't know. The Poor Man Shield is kind of a weird item on anyone but a melee agility hero, I think. Like, maybe a Weaver can get away with it, but that's about it. Getting it on a strength hero is just, nah, I don't like it, especially when you're going for a Vanguard. So now
onto JYC, Vengeful Spirit might be an easy target. Yes, they're gonna get the hoof stomp with the concussive shot, but there's the Blink Thunderclap onto Free. Does he have his Primal Split? But he gets silence. Can they bring him down though? I highly doubt it at the moment. No Mystic Flare finally comes out, but Primal Split was already there. Did OK actually hit level 6? Never mind, he's level 7 already. Maybe Mystic Flare was on cooldown, but it's a 1-for-0 so far. They throw a Bristleback in the air. They're gonna charge FCFC as well, who's under the safety of his own tower. Or is that safety at all? Yes, YND actually has to back off. Doesn't have his ultimate, but Sprout onto KC. Can ADTR keep him alive? No, he cannot. And suddenly Dream coiled up as well. And it's a 2-for-1 in the end. That Vengeful Spirit kill, just not worth it.
So despite how well the laning phase in the early game went for Invasion, we're seeing the power of the Blink Daggers being a lot more useful for MSI than Invasion, because they can bring a lot more heroes to bear, especially just the Spirit Breaker charging in and the Nature Prophet teleporting in. Invasion, their mid lane is crumbling. Their Bristleback IO is doing pretty much nothing, and I think a lot of that is to thank the fact that they have no stacks going, so they couldn't get themselves back in levels. So the only person who's really doing well in their team is the Centaur. They're going to chase forward, try to go off Shenroy, but Kesik gets stunned up, and now he's dropped half HP. Here comes Ghost, gonna try to kill off BYB. He's not gonna get that one. They're gonna kill off the Spirit Breaker almost for sure, although an Orb's gonna fly through. Flame Break's gonna push him further away. No, now a clap onto 3 as the Jotun comes right back in. Mystic Flare is gonna be deployed. It'll kill off the Spirit Breaker as he charges right through it for some reason, but Kessigan okay, both in a pretty precarious situation. Kessigan gonna try to turn around with his Vanguard, try to survive through all of this. A lot of damage is gonna be thrown towards him. Now Sprouted up. The Wisp doesn't have enough to keep him alive. Now the clap onto ADTR is gonna kill him. Plus, BYB is going to kill off the Bristleback. That's a full 5-man wipe. They only got a support Spirit Breaker out of that, who kind of was a little bit suicidal, honestly. He charged right into a Mystic Flare. So, Invasion, they drop another huge fight, and now the pushing is going to continue for MSI.
Well, Invasion, they started this game pretty damn well. They were, I think, 4-0 at some point, suddenly 14-10. Wow, MSI just taking such great fights, and they're really, I think they've gotten like 3 or 4 3-man thunderclaps in a row by the Brewmaster or something like that. So extremely well done by MSI. Do they have a mech coming out on anybody as well? Doesn't look like it, but the Blade Mail will be there on Nature's Prophet now. And the Invasion, they're still pretty damn strong. I mean, they have the Mystic Flare, Hoofstorm combination, of course, which should be enough to kill anybody or just lasso into Mystic Flare or anything like that. In the last fight of Ghost, he came in, was a little bit indecisive, got silenced up and just died before the ultimate. Although they're gonna find BYB. Easy kill on this, but the Blade Mail is there. They can't just burst him down as fast, but... Oh man! What, Shenrui? He's gonna get the double kill in return, are you kidding me? Well...
Okay. That happened. Trading your Nature's Prophet. I mean, he's been the one to die most of the time, I think, for the MSI side. Yeah, he has 4 deaths now. More than the Vengeful Spirit. So, I mean, at this point, dying is okay for him. He has his Blade Mail. He's going for a very heavy budget build, so that's fine. And then Shenrui cleaning up is just icing on the cake. He himself has his Blink Dagger. Picked that one up after that 5-man wipe on the bottom lane. And Puck is now sitting in a pretty perfect position. 6-1-9 on this hero. He has his full magic combination up and maxed out. And now he's hunting. ADTR going to be charged, and the Wisp has not had a good track record so far. He's going to get revealed, and Clap is going to land to both. Now the charge is going to swap onto Kessick, who's going to get sprouted and demolished. Those 2 heroes did not stand a chance. That's the mobility of MSI. They had no heroes in the area, suddenly 5 heroes, and now they're going to take a tower off of that.
I just love how they're playing this, to be honest, at the moment. Earlier, Spirit Breaker was like, didn't do anything on the early levels, but MSI... they have found their groove. They're definitely just getting the kills. 18-11 already. The graphs are just spiking in their favor as well. Almost a 7,000 net worth lead already. XP 5,000 and climbing. So can they continue with this pressure? Or Invasion, it's not like they have huge ultimates themselves. And still Bristleback sitting on the exact same items that he's had for, I want to say, almost like 4 minutes now at least.
Something like that. Again, if he had stacks, then he would be a lot happier with his position, but he doesn't. And MSI, they're constantly rotating around the map, getting a whole bunch of farm, now a Dagon on the Puck as well, so they're going to artificially extend their early game by picking up items like this, and when you don't have that much late game, I think this is the correct move, or an appropriate move. So as long as MSI don't let up, they should be fine. However, Brewmaster's going to get caught out, lasso into the Mystic Flare. It's a devastating combination, and Brewmaster's going to feel that firsthand. He did buy up a Blade of Alacrity before he died, though, so not too much gold loss. In fact, I don't know if he lost any gold at all, but either way, it's a kill for Invasion, and they just need to get these kills in order to buy more time. This Bristleback needs more farm, and he's just not getting enough space for it.
Yeah, it's like you said, just coming down to the lack of stacks. No ancient stacks, not a single one in the jungle either. So this dual lane really, the mid dual lane that is, hasn't really worked out as expected for Invasion. I'm not too sure if they've actually played the same lane before themselves. Maybe they were like, oh, aces, they pulled it off wonderfully against us. Must be easy. I mean, it's a Bristleback. How hard can it be? Just spam Quill Spray, right? But guess it's not as easy.
I mean, on paper, it's still pretty easy, but in practice, if it doesn't work out, you're pretty screwed. Now Kessick is going to be charged. Magic Missile to open things up. Relocate. Evacuation is successful, but Centaur is still spotted out here, and now it looks like Invasion want to fight when the Wisp jumps back. He'll have targets to tether back onto, assuming he doesn't get stunned, but that's a little bit hopeful. He's going to tether right back in, but Brewmaster's going to jump in first. Instantly, the Wisp is down. Kessick is going to drop very quickly afterwards. Mystic Flare is going to miss, as it's going to be the Spirit Breaker to charge us the front line, dropping very low, but they kill off the Centaur on the back end. Now the Brewmaster's still station forward, going to try to go for OK, going to try to go for Ghost, won't find either, but it's going to be 3 dead regardless, going the way of MSI, and now they're going to take this tower as well. Beautiful initiation once again from Jotun. Having these large-scale fights is really where Brewmaster thrives.
And once again, it was a 3-man thunderclap coming out by him and just disrupting Invasion way too much. And the Stampede, I think it was still on cooldown for a couple of seconds when the fight erupted. So couldn't even use that. And the Bristleback, I just can't feel at all that it's a Bristleback. Usually that hero is almost impossible to bring down, but he just melts every single fight, of course. The Dagon on Puck definitely helping out and bringing down any target they want to go for. But MSI, just look at the net worth as well. 9k on the Puck. And Invasion's highest FC on the Centaur sitting at 5.3. It's just not enough. 10k plus net worth lead. XP nearing 7,500 as well for MSI. But they might get that 1 kill onto Puck if they can get the hoof stomp to land.
And also the Bristleback was only level 9. They're going to stun up Shenry and they're going to demolish the Puck. I think he was dead before the Mystic Flare was even casted, but Puck going down regardless. A nice pickup once again from Invasion, but they're going to need a little bit more than that. Bristleback, he's one more level until he has maxed out Bristleback, which is going to help him an incredible amount, but he is still pretty vulnerable, especially since MSI have so much early game damage. There's a Maelstrom completed on the Nature's Prophet, he said the Dagon, now the drums on the Spirit Breaker, plus the almost Aghanimed Brewmaster ultimate, which is actually going to be Aghanimed as soon as this courier gets himself to the brew. So the teamfight MSI is huge, and they are playing in such a way that is not giving Invasion a lot of space to farm, exactly as they should. They're going to knock the Initiate Pound in the mid lane, but they should start looking for the rest of these tier 2 towers, because again, they're on timer. They're only going to get so much stronger from here on out. Nature's Prophet's going to get a lot stronger, but everyone else really not getting the farm in order to compensate for that. So they should look for these team fights, and it looks like it is going to be mid lane where they're going to set their sights. Charge forward, going to be onto Keswick. And he's going to be revealed by that fact Wrath of Nature's there, plus a 2-man coil. ADTR is going to drop first. Now Keswick, stunned up, has FC in the area to potentially back him up, but he's not even going to try. He knows that the Wisp, Bristleback are just going to die. And once again, it's Spirit Breaker with the help of his team making these kills happen. 2 down, and the tower should be dropping shortly.
Just extremely well played by MSI, really. Like I said, they're not giving any chance at all for Invasion to, farm up, get some towers of their own. Just no comeback method for Invasion, no stacks, no towers. I guess they might get tier 1, never mind. It's not like Batrider can push fast. And just look at the health on the tier 1 towers as well for MSI. As they're going to charge FC, Centaur, man, there's no escape. He has to Stampede, but yeah, didn't even want to use it. So another kill. Unfortunately for MSI, there's no tier 2 tower on this particular lane anymore, but all of their own tier 1 towers haven't even taken 100 damage between themselves.
And that's what happens when you have heroes that aren't good at pushing at all for Invasion. These heroes are meant to be fighting all the time. And that's what's been happening. They've been fighting pretty much nonstop, and they haven't been winning. So not good times for Invasion, as MSI are just going everywhere and getting objectives pretty much no matter where they go. And now they're going to spot out Ghost is charged up. He's going to get blink spawned by Chotan, thinking about the split, won't use it actually in the end. Ghost still dropping down to dangerous amounts of XP, relocating to the Roshan pit. There's the ultimate for the Spirit Breaker, will annihilate the Wisp. Now Keswick's all alone. There's the split going to happen. He's going to get sprouted up as well. Bounced up to the high ground is the Spirit Breaker. He can't do anything up there, but he doesn't actually need to do anything either. Now the Coil and Dagon going to kill off the Batrider as well. Thought he was safe. He was in fact not safe. FC spotted by a Radiant Observer Ward is potentially in a little bit of trouble, but it's going to be the Nature's Prophet actually trading with the Skywrath Mage down towards the Roshan fight. Now charge forward with the help of the Wisp. They're going to try to go for the Centaur one more time. Silence onto him. Orb is not available, but double damage on the Puck might be enough. He's going to dodge the Stomp and then try to chase forward. FC is going to survive. Centaur pretty tanky, but it's still going to be a 1 fight for MSI, and it's still going to be a Roshan for them. And the more towers and fights they win, the more map control you get. Look at the wards from MSI. They're freaking everywhere. They're pretty much dominating more than half the map with their vision. And when you have vision like that, the Spirit Breaker and H Prophet get so much better together.
And just imagine if they had a IO on their own team as well, on top of what they already have. It would be just such crazy initiation power, but at the moment they don't even really need it. They've been managing to sneak their way in with the 3 of their heroes pretty much. Having the Spirit Breaker charging from afar and then Nature Prophet TPing in as well. So extremely well done, just either avoiding the vision of Invasion or just getting there fast enough so Invasion can't even react at all. And Invasion, what can they really do at the moment? There's nobody at all who can tank up this kind of damage that MSI has. And of course ADTR, they relocated in, and IO, he just ceased to exist.
And Invasion don't even have like an anti-mage or a Medusa to fall back on. It's not like they have late game and they're just trying to buy time. This is the time where Invasion's lineup is peaking. This should be where they're the most powerful heroes on the map, but that's simply not the case because MSI have a very similar lineup, and when you have a lineup that's going head-to-head like that, it's very much so a coin toss as to who's going to be getting it done a little bit more. Of course, that's not to say it's all luck. It's fair shakes, let's say, as to who's going to take the advantage. It's not going to be either side extremely favored. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a 2-2 tower take, and now rotation down to the bottom lane. TP into the Brewmaster, going to get a 3-man clap with the split. The Stampede is there to disengage. The Rock is already thrown, though. Relocate out on the Bristleback, but here comes BRB from the side. He'll snipe with the Scarith Mage and FC. Throw up into the air, Boulder, anything. He had a Cyclone, I think, but he just didn't use it. Relocate back from the Wisp now is going to be ADTR going down all alone, unfortunately for him. The Brewmaster still in a split is going to pretty easily secure ADTR with one more hit. Crit, there you go. That's another 2 kills going the way of MSI, and they get a tower off of that. Don't lose a single tower of their own. I don't think MSI have taken a single defeat for like the past 15 minutes.
They really haven't, and oh, they want to go for more. The charge onto FCS will use another strike. Yes, he will. Kill secured from the Spirit Breaker, and he's actually getting a pretty nice amount of farm himself. Has the Treads, Strums, Magic 1 plus now a Sanj finish as well. And oh, the swap onto Kechik, the stun to follow. Ghost finally gets another lasso by Chandroid. I think he's just gonna live through this. Dagon, Dreamcoil comes through. Actually, he's still in the fire. He could have escaped, I think, had he played it correctly, but 2 kills go for invasion, so they're getting something, but they're losing the tier 3 in the meantime.
And a 3-for-2 trade is still a 1 fight for MSI. They're gonna be forced to back out. Jotan, don't lose your Aegis there. That'll be kind of embarrassing. He will back off, and he will be fine to heal up along with Spirit Breaker, but MSI, they're repelled for now. They still take a fantastic fight. They still take a tower. Even more advantage going the way of MSI. Even though the invasion side got a little bit from that, MSI, they have complete control of this game at this moment. They have all the outer tier 2 towers. They still have the Aegis on their heroes. They're getting big items. What can Invasion do? I don't really know. I mean, they have to get lasso initiations and burst down someone. Preferably, I think, the Puck or the Brewmaster before they get their ultimates off. But even then, the rest of the heroes can fight so well that it's not going to be enough unless they take a really scattered fight and get several heroes caught in the hoof stomp. Stuff like that is what they need to get going.
Yeah, I really think it's just up to MSI or down to MSI if they misplay or not. I don't think Invasion, no matter how good they themselves will play this game, they cannot win this unless MSI starts doing huge misplays. Like going in 1 by 1, for example, or just clumping up, like you said, for those big hoof stomps. But I'm not too sure MSI will do it, just those big mistakes. And not only once, they have to do it multiple times, because look at the graphs, 20,000 net worth, 15 in XP, but they're gonna get the silence onto Shenro. I guess that's a pretty good way to start.
Yeah, that's the best way to start. And now that the Puck is down, Invasion have a little bit more free time, a minute where they know that they're going to be having the advantage in the fight. Still have to deal with an Aegis Brewmaster, which is freaking annoying. And as I said before, everyone else in MSI is pretty big, so it's not the biggest of openings, but it's a minute where MSI aren't pushing your base, and that's a minute where you're farming. And it's not that much, but it's a lot better than nothing.
Oh, and just look at the item Nature Prophet just finished up. AC done on Nature Prophet. Suddenly, Quill Sprays from Bristleback ain't all that scary, plus of course your own pushing power gets that much faster. Oh man, I thought that the Hyperstone is probably going to be Mjolnir, but I mean, I can get on board with an AC for sure.
They're going to charge ADTR. He does have a tether out, but 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. He's down. Keswick running off to the south, and Brewmaster hot on his trail. He's going to get enough vision away from everyone, though, so he's going to be fine. No charge range, or no charge vision, rather. But it's a kill on the Wisp regardless, and Puck has still a tier 1 to teleport into, so he could rejoin this push very quickly. It's going to be Spirit Breaker actually charging down south, where he's going to just barely interrupt FC. I don't think he get this kill, though. He has a Halberd, so he's pretty tanky, but not that tanky. Spirit Breaker getting in way over his head, distracting FC so he can't teleport back, and actually I think that might be worth it, because now that since the Centaur isn't here, they could easily clean this up. Split, and Clap's going to land into 2. Rock onto Ghost is going to bring him down first, and the Raxes are going to drop. Centaur still walking back towards his base. That was a weird sacrifice from the Spirit Breaker, but it was actually a good one in the end.
To be honest, I think he could have even gotten away if he had just started running straight after getting the bash, stopping the TP. Or at least made it so that Invasion has to try a little bit harder to get the kill other than just hoof stomp into Mystic Flare. But overall, the end result definitely worth it for MSI still. Getting the first set of racks 25 minutes in, plus you have a Nature's Prophet on your team. And oh, there's a relocate though, they want to go for the Vengeful. Can't they even get that kill? ADTR is completely out of mana, can't do anything. Blink, Thunderclap onto Kechik, slows him down. And do they want to continue? Hoof stomp? No man, he couldn't go. Did avenge it. Wow, actually Shenrui gonna get swapped in aggressively by the Vengeful himself. Silence onto Chotan, but Mystic Flare not gonna do anything. There's a triple Dream Coin coming out. The charge onto FC as well. There's just cleaning up house. BYB. He doesn't care at all. He has the Blade Mail. He's just right clicking away. A Sprout onto Kesik as well. No escape from there. Shenrui gonna go for ADTR. 2 more right clicks. That's all they really need. Not gonna get the last one, but they get the Bristle back as ADTR. Oh, they get vision. 1 more right click. Shenrui gonna destroy IO just before the DP is out. Pat goes down as well. Another charge onto FC. This game is pretty much over, I think.
Yeah, Invasion have bought back with pretty much all of the heroes that had buyback. Stampede is going to get Centaur out, but he already bought back into this and couldn't do jack. Skyrath Mage, the exact same thing. That's the reason why they're the only 2 heroes still alive. And MSI, they didn't buy back a single time. They didn't even lose a single hero. So Invasion just lost 5 heroes, and it might be a little bit more. They might get 1 kill, swap out, and the Spirit Breaker lives. That's going to be another death for Invasion. That's 6. Can they make it 7 or 8? BYB is going to get dragged back. He's very tanky to physical, though. He's going to die in the fire. Invasion take a 9-for-1 trade. Probably not a good one. And they're going to lose a second set of Raxes. This game seems over.
It certainly does. And actually, MSI, let's say if they win this, which they most likely will, but if MSI win this Invasion, they're actually in such a bad position in the group because they will be 1-3. And their only chance to even have a remote chance for a tiebreaker to advance to the playoffs will be defeating Team Malaysia x Titan 2-0, which won't be an easy feat. And even if they do defeat them 2-0, they're gonna have to play tiebreakers against Aces if Aces lose 2-0 to Titan. So Invasion, they're gonna have to need a lot of things to just go their way to have a chance to get to the playoffs.
That's damn hard. I think it's safe to say that Team Malaysia, X-Titan, whatever you want to say, X-Orange, are the favorites. And I don't think anyone can disagree with that. So Invasion have their work cut out for them. It's going to be very difficult, but it's going to be a pretty nice win for MSI right here.
Yeah, definitely. It's just MSI being 2-2 at the moment, definitely not too bad. If they can tie with Titan as well, X-Titan, whatever. Might not look all that bleak for them. But guys, this is going to conclude it for us for the day. For the MPGL, we will be back tomorrow at 11 CEST, as in 19 SGT. It's going to be Team Malaysia versus, well, Aces, MSI, Evolution Gaming Team, as well as Invasion in 3 consecutive 2-game series. So lots of great action to come tomorrow. But as always, just much appreciated that you came to support us, as well as the Mineski Pro Gaming League. You can follow us if you liked what we did. All the necessary links are below the stream. And Mike, any last words?
No, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow's actually an extremely packed day for us. We have a whole bunch of tournaments, so be sure to hit that follow button, guys, and get notified when we are going live.
Yeah, we do have a lot of tournaments. I think we're gonna have like 3 MPGL first, Yard Red Festival to follow up, maybe even join Dota League's Season 3 final for the European division, as well as BCG, I'd like to say, the South American
BGC
tournament in Sao Paulo. So yeah, packed indeed, guys. Like Mike said, hit the follow button, most preferably on the Facebook or Twitter, because that's where you're gonna get the updates when we're going live with what channels, on with what games. So guys, just thank you for tuning once again, and have a good one.